If you ask 10 modelers what they think is the best paint stripper for plastic models, you're likely to get 10 different answers. And probably they'll all be right. Today, I'm going to show you two of my favorite ones. Welcome to the model room. Before I begin the stripper video, let me just take a moment to thank Mike over at The Intake for sending in a shop card. He's got some terrific models over there. I'm a subscriber. I think you should go take a look and subscribe as well. He's a terrific guy. Mike, thank you for the kind comments on the back, and we'll be seeing you online. In addition, the third installment of Doug White's series on NNL East is now up on his channel, The Model Car Muse. I'll put a link to both of these channels below. This is a behind-the-scenes kind of look at NNL East. That's coming up in about a month. And if you've never been, you should put it on your bucket list. Absolutely worth checking out. And Doug, thanks to you. So we all mess up a paint job once in a while, and we need a good stripper. And there's a lot of products out there, and they all work. Some of them, though, have noxious fumes like brake fluid or oven cleaner. And then, of course, there's the good old Purple Pond. But frankly, that doesn't work on everything. And there are dedicated products just for modelers. They can be a little expensive, but as I said, they all work. Here's a couple that I use and I think are good and really work well for both styrene plastic and resin. So here's my go-to stripper for styrene. It's called Citrus Strip. I got this in Lowe's. You can get it in pretty much any home improvement store or even online. This is a quart. It cost about $14 for the quart, but that's not too bad when you consider that 8 ounces of easy liftoff is like 25 bucks. So this is pretty good, and it's fairly benign compared to some of the strippers you can use. No harsh fumes. It does say causes burns. I've never been burned by it, but of course, wear gloves, use the usual precautions when you use it. What I like about this is that it's a gel, so you don't have to pour half the tub into a container. If you want to soak a model body, you can just sort of smooth it over the body and leave it there in any kind of plastic container you want, and it works just fine. Now, if you're going to use a small part, you want to strip a small part, just use one of these little plastic containers, or even sometimes I take a Solo cup and just kind of cut the top half off and then dunk my parts in the Citrus Strip. Here are some parts that I stripped of paint, and I left these, I forgot about them. I left them for 3 days. They came out perfectly well. There's no deformation. They didn't swell up or nothing, and they came completely clean. So that was pretty good. You cannot use this on resin. I have tried it on resin, and it makes it soft. So this is something just for styrene. But as I say, it works really, really well. And this is mostly what I use. Here's what I use for resin. It's called AK Interactive Paint Stripper, very simple. And I really do like it. Now, it can get a little pricey, but if you're going to strip paint off of resin, you got to be really careful, because if it gets softer, if it swells up, then it's ruined. And if you pay good money for a resin part or a body, then certainly you want to preserve it as much as possible. So I use this for the occasional resins that need stripping, and let me show you how it works. Okay, I put the green mat down because I just got the blue one and I'm sloppy and I don't want to mess it up. But here's a resin body. I got this from Ray Parsons, holy crow, 25 years ago maybe, and I've had it for a long time. The idea for this build, and I just painted it a couple of years ago, I have left it alone since, this is Tamiya paint. And I should mention that both AK Interactive Paint Stripper and Citrus Strip will remove Tamiya paint. Also, the Citrus Strip will remove chrome. It does a very nice job with that. So it's very universal in that regard. Just the idea for this build was going to be that some kid in the late 60s, early 70s got his license. Mom decided to get a new car, so she gave him her grocery getter, and he, jacked it up a little, put some mag wheels on it, but basically is driving the old mom's car. This is a really good, it's a 66 Skylark Vista Cruiser. You're not going to see these around too much, although nowadays with 3D printing, probably can find it somewhere. But let me show you how quickly this stuff works. And you need to be quick, because with resin, you don't want to give it a chance to soak in. So you need to sort of brush it on, brush it off. Both the Citrus Strip and AK clean up just with plain water. You can flush it down the sink. And let me show you how this works. Okay, as you can see, I have already started stripping this. That was take one, and it turns out my hand was in the way. You couldn't see anything. So this is take two, but just take a look here, because this is doing a very good job of getting that paint melted and coming off. Now, I didn't actually set up for it. Usually I'll just squirt some water on this to wash it away as I brush it on. But you can see now that the resin's coming through. I should mention that both this and the Citrus Strip can be washed down the drain. I may have mentioned that already. But just take a look at how that paint is melted. It's coming right off. And takes just a short period of time to do the entire body. Great stuff. So that's the quick video on paint strippers. Thank you, as always, to all of my subscribers. I very much appreciate you. And also thanks to everyone who's watching. If you haven't subscribed, please give that a thought, and we'll see you next time.